It's a long way to the top. If you wanna rock and roll, you wanna rock and roll. Driving on the highway, going to a show. Stopping on the byway, playing rock and roll. Getting round, getting stoned, getting beat up, getting boned, getting high, getting shook. As for your bones, it's harder than it looks. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll. If you think it's easy to do one night stands, try being a rock and roll man. It's a long way to the top if you wanna rock and roll.
Good evening, race fans. I'm your host, Caden Reif, and welcome to another installment of the 2005 NASCAR Coca-Cola Cup Series season, here from the Tricky Triangle, Pocono for the DuPont 500, here for round number 14 of this season, and we will right away take you trackside and take you down the starting order for tonight's race here from Pocono. Starting on pole for tonight's event is going to be Greg Biffle in the 16 car, and joining him on the front row is Kenny Wallace in the 2. Third place is going to go to Bobby Labonte in the 18, and fourth will be John Wood in the 6th. Fifth place is going to be Tony Stewart, and 6th will go to Robbie Gordon in the 31. 7th is going to be Jamie Murray in the 40, and David Rudiman in the 55 in 8th. It will be 9th place Chad Little, and 10th Ricky Hendrick on the outside in the 5. Dale Jarrett, Jeff Burton, 11th and 12th. 13th Kyle Busch, 14th Casey Atwood. 15th goes to Kevin Harvick, and 16th will be the 06 of Mark Martin. 17th place will be Kurt Busch, and 18th John Andretti. 19th Brian Vickers. 20th Carl Edwards. 21st will be Scott Riggs in the 57. And 22nd will be David Green. 23rd, 33 car of Jack Sprague, Casey Kane in 24th. 25th place is going to be Matt Kenseth, and 26th, Jeff Gordon. 27th will be Scott Wimmer. 28th, Michael Waltrip. 29th, Mike Bliss. 30th will be Ryan Newman. 31st will be Elder. And 32nd will be Jeremy Mayfield. 33rd, Dave Blaney. 34th will be Dale Earnhardt Jr. 35th place goes to Eric Norris. 36th will be Sterling Marlin. 37th, Hank Parker Jr. 38th, Mike Skinner. 39th, Tony Raines. 40th, Todd Bodine. 41st, Ken Schrader. And 42nd place goes to Stanton Barrett in the 95 car. 42 V8 motors getting ready to get fired up here from Pocono as we take you for the command here for the DuPont 500.
Drivers, start your engines!
60 laps of high-speed action all set to get underway here after this long pace lap coming up. And a couple of things to note here from Pocono, a couple of comments. First off is the fuel mileage, always a big question at this racetrack. It always seems to end up sorting out like fuel is a big question in the back of teams and drivers' minds at this racetrack, so be looking out for what lap these drivers pit on in this race and what times the cautions come out, if there will be any at all. And of course, Pocono, A very fast track as well, a lot of drafting, a lot of overtaking opportunities, but at the same time, could end up singling out, could see dominance break out, but it is a race with potential for a lot of chaos at the front of the field. And we will see what kind of race we're going to get today. And one more thing worth noting in tonight's event is Joe Gibbs, winner of the 4 last points races consecutively, 3 of them belonging to 5th place starter Tony Stewart in the 20 car.
Keep an eye on Bobby Labonte today. He's starting in that 3rd spot. Since he's broken his winless streak, I think that he's a very hungry man. He wants to go on a string of wins. I think Tony Stewart and Bobby Labonte are going to set the tone for this summer.
Absolutely, Joe Gibbs looking strong heading into the summer months as we have our first race in June here today. Greg Biffle on pole in the 16, looking to grab some points here today. Still a lot of points on the table and a lot of things that can change in this championship battle. Casey Kane enters today as the points leader once again. He leads it by around 70 over the 20 of Tony Stewart, but all that will matter later as the pace car takes the field off of turn 3 and will pull off to the left. Biffle and Wallace leading the field to the green flag, and as they enter the restart box, we are underway here from Pocono for the DuPont 500.
As they begin to spread out through the front stretch, Greg Biffle and Kenny Wallace are side by side. And it seems that Greg Biffle's going to clear him, but Bobby Labonte's right behind him, trailing on. And I think he's about to make a move.
Down all through between 1 and 2 for the first time here today. Labonte sits directly in the tire tracks, and Biffle puts the bumper to the back of him, down to the inside as they are already 3 wide for the lead. Down the back stretch as Stewart jumps to the inside. He's got McMurray behind him, aggressive racing up front. 3 deep for the lead. Tony Stewart to the front immediately.
He says, "Thank you, Bobby, but I'll take it from here as he's now the leader." He'll lead the first lap at Pocono. Greg Biffle's trying to slot around on that outside lane, but Stewart blocks it.
Stacking up at the front of the field to start this race. Here's Jamie McMurray to the inside now. Another quick move for the lead as the 40 tries to take the top spot. Stewart trying to hang tight on the outside. His teammate Labonte jumps low for 2nd place.
Very aggressive move by Jamie McMurray right there, and Bobby Labonte is going to be trailing in. He's trying to look in that inside. Can't get him that time by, but look out now. Kyle Busch is starting to make it up through the field. He's in that 4th spot.
What a mishmash up front to start this race. Jamie McMurray in the 40 has taken the race lead, but Bobby Labonte still challenging him on the inside. McMurray will have the run off of turn 3 and lead that lap. The 18 still trying to challenge him towards turn 1, but he's looking like he's going to slot in and does so as they enter the corner.
Kyle Busch still trying to make a move on Tony Stewart. Looks like he's shut the door on him once again. Jeremy Mayfield has made up to that 5th spot.
How
really
about the rookie? Trying to get himself over the top. Excuse me, is Rudiman, yes. But again, the rookie really challenging up front. Still 2 and 3 wide throughout most of the field. That's Dale Jarrett on the bottom making up some spots. He's got his teammate Chad Little in front of him trying to challenge the 55. But Rudiman sticks strong on the outside. Meanwhile, for 2nd place, Tony Stewart gets back past his teammate once again. Greg Biffle, the pole sitter, fighting for 3rd as they head down the front stretch. Still, the whole field bunched up here. Contact between Mayfield and Elder in the back of the field. They very nearly went around there into the inside wall.
Christian Elder had a really heart-stopping moment right there, but he got together. And he's starting to regroup. Looks like Mayfield's starting to lag back a little bit.
Down the first of the 2 back stretches once again. Rudiman back past the 16 now. Tony Stewart challenging McMurray for the lead. He's going to look low on that 40 car as they head towards turn 3. Biggest overtaking opportunity on the racetrack. Trying to go stronger under the brakes. Into 3.
Bobby Labonte trying to get away from him. He's 3 wide.
He's not going to make a 3-wide move. Stewart back to the lead. McMurray right behind him. Labonte looking to take second place away. Couple of dodges on the outside as Kyle Busch gives a bit of arrow help to McMurray. But Labonte stays there, down on the inside in turn 1. He'll move into second place. Gibbs, 1-2, and into the wall there in turn 1. Robbie Gordon, Biffle, and others. Big crash off of turn 3 as the field piles into it. Elder onto his lid.
Good grief.
Big collection of race cars there off of turn 1, and the caution flag is out.
I think we jinxed Christian Elder right there. Oh, God.
Battle for the lead coming back to the stripe. Kyle Busch trying to take third away from Labonte. McMurray is going to stay behind Stewart, and the 20 car will have the lead at the yellow flag. That was a big accident there in turn 1. Field will get it checked up behind the pace car now. Ryan Newman involved in that one. David Green. Robbie Gordon, the one turned hard into the outside wall. Sterling Marlin. Scott Wimmer maybe got a piece. Hank Parker Jr., Mark Martin. Several others, as well as pole sitter Greg Biffle in this one. Kenny Wallace was in that crash as well. And let's get a look at what happened here in turn number 1 with Robbie Gordon trying to go 3 wide on the bottom with Chad Little. He ran the 28 out of real estate there coming off of turn 1. Hard impact on the outside wall. And the field could not.
Dale Jarrett coming up on him on that back bumper, and it just intimidated him. Very rarely do we see that from Robbie Gordon. His car just slid up, and then that's how the story went.
Big collection. And Christian Elder in the 0 car got popped up by Ryan Newman and went onto his lid for only a split second, did a full rollover, and back onto his wheels. Elder okay, everyone else okay. That was a big crash. See a lot of important drivers getting around that one. Casey Kane, the points leader, just got around that accident in the 38 car. And Greg Biffle involved in that one. Kenny Wallace takes a big piece of damage. Jeff Gordon slipping through in the 24. That was a big collection here from Pocono early in the running, just on lap number 5 of 60. Tony Stewart leading the field here. We'll see if we get some quick pit stops here. Coming around on this pace lap. A good 15 or more cars involved in that one, as we see drivers all the way back through around 20th place maybe. Kenny Wallace there and others with damage. After that accident, probably only around 24 to 20 cars clean on the racetrack following that accident.
Only 6 laps in, and this field has been effectively halved.
Tony Carr,
Seems
Tony
like Tony
Stewart.
Stewart's going to go down pit road with the rest of the field.
Leading the field into the pit lane here on lap number 6, as we will have some very quick Pocono pit stops. And we will see who comes out on top in this group. Stewart leading McMurray, Busch, Labonte, Rudiman, your top 5. And that is everybody coming in to top off on fuel. We'll see what the tire situation is here. Looking like 2 for some, none for others. Some going to take 4. Tony Stewart, a taker of 4 tires here. And pretty much everybody, as a matter of fact, on 4 tires after that pit stop. Stewart pulls out in first place. He holds the race lead here. We'll take you to intermission after that big collection here from Pocono with Tony Stewart out front. Back from intermission here at Pocono after the big collection early on. Again, Tony Stewart wins the race off pit road, holds the race lead. He'll have Jamie McMurray in the 40 behind him, and Kyle Busch in the 19 in third. Kurt Busch jumped up a bunch of spots in the pit stops there. He will restart in fourth. And David Rudiman, a strong showing early. He restarts in fifth place. Labonte, Hendrick, Jarrett, Harvick, and Blaney, your top 10. As we get set to get back underway, coming to lap number 10. Pace car going to peel off towards the restart box here. Tony Stewart up front, and he takes the green back underway after a lot of cars taken out of that one.
And the field begins to wave out. Here comes Kurt Busch.
Hurt. You got all of fucking my bad?
Put a font.
Yeah.
Put $1 in that tip jar right now, Brady.
Yeah, I will.
Ganassi jumping up front right away. Jamie McMurray immediately takes away the race lead. Kurt Busch trying to take second and make it a Ganassi 1-2. He fights with Stewart into turn 2, and the 01 car is back into second place. Now looking for the lead on his teammate towards turn 3. Dives it down low.
That inside line, he clears him, and David Rudiman falls right behind him. Side by side with Jamie McMurray out corner 3. I think that Rudiman's going to have that run going into the corner, but Kurt Busch is going to be working with Jamie McMurray.
And really amazing teamwork there by Hendrick.
Whoa, what a dive bomb by David Rudiman into turn 1.
It isn't going to matter,
looking
though.
for the lead.
David Rudiman, he's trying to do his best John Wood impression as he tries to look onto the inside of Kurt Busch. I think Kurt might have the best car on track right now, given his run.
I mean, this has just been a season of next man up. And Rudiman is out here looking to try and turn some heads.
Looking down low for the race lead into turn 3. Side by side between him and Kurt Busch. Through turn 3 on the bottom, new race leader, David Rudiman to the point, but Busch trying to challenge back on the outside down the front stretch.
We're going to see if he leads at the line. I think Kurt's got it. Nope, second place for David Rudiman. He's still got to try and make that pass as he goes back down into corner 1. But
Stewart trying to take it 3 wide down on the inside. What a move by the 20. He's back into second place.
And he's trying to get his nose in. It drives Kurt Busch up high. He's right here on the tunnel turn. Tony Stewart trying to gain momentum.
And this is a place where you can make a dive if you had the run, but he just couldn't keep the momentum.
Rudiman back down low on McMurray for third, another big dive bomb. Now he looks to try to retake second again. Down towards turn 3, what a battle up front. A bumper by Labonte in the 18 to the 55.
Lots of internal politics at Pocono right now. Everyone's working together to help their teammate, while also trying their best to help themselves. Kurt Busch continues to lead. He has a car length against Tony Stewart as he heads back down into turn 1. Can Tony Stewart close that gap?
Battle of the Titans up front. Kurt Busch in the lead. Tony Stewart with the run out of turn 1. Nearly got into the back of him, piling the pressure on as they head towards turn 2. Might look low here. He's going to have an opportunity to get underneath Kurt Busch. Little tap to the back bumper. Busch holds strong up front.
Tony Stewart starting to realize if he can't get a nose in on the turn, if he can't turn deeper than Kurt, he's just going to put his nose straight to the bumper. But David Rudiman, he dives on that inside line to turn 3.
Doesn't quite have enough grip to make it stick, though.
Can't hold it down. Kurt Busch continues to hold on.
Because we have some stragglers in the back of the pack.
Seeming like a couple might need to come off the track in a little while here, and Ken Schrader will be one of them in the 49 car with significant damage, as well as the 57 car of Scott Riggs, both going to come off the track here. Up front, Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, Rudiman, McMurray, Labonte, your top 5 after another chaotic restart. Every single one of them under a blanket. Tony Stewart looking back low for the lead again. Kurt Busch feigned a block towards 3. Holds him off again. Rudiman trying to go around the outside.
Now, but everyone's preseason championship favorite, Dave Blaney, is fighting for a spot in the top 10.
How about this 77 car in the top 10 once again? Another strong run by him tonight.
He started P10 on the restart. He's clawed his way all the way up to 7. There's some magic in that Jasper 77 Ford today. Seems that Kurt Busch is finally starting to pull away against Tony Stewart. Now the length is about 3 cars.
Down the front stretch, Kurt Busch up front. Got Tony Stewart still in second. These Ganassi and Gibbs cars both looking very strong early in the running. Kevin Harvick has been cutting his way through the field. He's in 6th place now. David Ruderman still holding on to the top 5 at the moment. Kurt Busch, again, looking strong in that 01 early, but it is far from over. And what a run through turn 2 by Tony Stewart, and he is going to take it all the way to the back bumper to the inside towards turn 3.
I don't think Tony has the run. Whoa, the moment I say that, he's side by side, but Jamie McMurray's working with him on that outside line.
Caution flag is out. Kyle Busch in the wall in turn 3.
Oh, Kyle.
Dave Blaney with
what?
damage also involved. Carl Edwards with a piece of it. We are back under yellow here from Pocono on lap number 17. Get a run back at that crash there. Kyle Busch in the 19 car in the wall in turn 3. Oh, looking like an incident further up. Jeff Gordon and Dave Blaney making contact, and Blaney unable to save it off of the bumper. Busch right into it. Carl Edwards got a piece. Big crash there. Just looking like Gordon and Blaney got hooked up on the corner. And no way for Gordon to try to get out of the side of the 77. No way for Blaney to keep it off of him. And again, Kyle Busch right into that accident as well.
Nah, Jeff Gordon straight up just dumped Dave Blaney. I think that they blocked a bit too many times, but...
I think that was just a case of Jeff being frustrated. He's behind the Jasper 77.
Couple of early incidents here. And we will have some more pit stops coming through here in turn 3. Kurt Busch going to lead the field down pit road once again. A lot of cars out of this one so far here tonight. But into the pit lane, Target 01 Dodge leads the field. And we'll see who comes out on top this time after another short run. Busch, race leader, into his pit stall. Expecting 4 fresh Goodyears here once again. And it will be 4 tires for the 01 car, and expecting pretty much the entire rest of the field to take 4 here. No, never mind. Oh, contact there! Kenny Wallace and Tony Stewart made some contact there as Wallace was trying to get into his pit box. Stewart elected to take, it was either 2 tires, and yes, it was 2 tires on the 20 car. Now with a bit of right front damage.
Terrible decision.
Ended up getting caught in the crossfire with Wallace trying to get into his pit box. Couple of drivers,
that's part of the risk you take.
Couple of drivers taking 2 here. Brian Vickers in the 25 took 2 tires as well. And him in the 20, the only 2 on 2 that time. Promote Stewart back to the lead. We'll take you back to intermission here from Pocono. Tony Stewart up front. Back from intermission here at Pocono. Tony Stewart in the 20 car will be the race leader after the 2-tire call, but it'll be interesting to see how that right front damage affects him and his handling after the contact with Kenny Wallace into the pit boxes. Kurt Busch, previous race leader, will now be in second place with Murray in third. Fourth is going to be Vickers in the 25, who was the only other car on 2 tires aside from Tony Stewart, and David Rudiman still in the top 5. Still in 5th place, Kevin Harvick, Ricky Hendrick, John Wood, Matt Kenseth, and Casey Atwood, the remainder of the top 10. And looking through the field, only 26 cars still on the racetrack with only a third of this race completed. It's been a bloodbath early in the running here, but it'll be Tony Stewart, once again, up front, and we'll see if that car can hold up with the gap in the panels there on the right front. Pace car going to peel off. 40 laps to go on to the restart here as we take lap number 21 into the restart box, and we are back green.
We're going to see if the 2 tires paid off for Tony Stewart that stop. He seems to be holding his own as Kevin Harvick comes out.
Big fan out
and
towards
here
turn
we
1.
also.
Jamie
3
McMurray,
wide.
he takes the free.
Couple of Ganassi teammates on the bottom, blow past the 20 of Tony Stewart towards turn 1. Side by side by the 2 teammates with Brian Vickers in tow towards 2.
Amazing. Brian Vickers is taking advantage of 2 tires better than Tony Stewart because he's starting to look for that lead.
Down off of turn
And
2,
Stewart
still
is
side by
just
side.
dropping like a rock.
Ricky Hendrick gets by him. John Wood gets by him. David Rudiman is being held up by Tony.
What a run by Hendrick there in turn 3, side by side with Kevin Harvick. Tony Stewart still falling backwards. The 2 Ganassi cars up front, and Hendrick now the challenging organization as Vickers sits in 3rd and Hendrick looks for 4th.
Is Brian Vickers going to play nice with Ricky Hendrick?
Hendrick's got to deal with Harvick first, and he's not going to be able to in that set of corners as Kevin Harvick gets past the 5, now looks underneath the 25 into turn 2, dives it down low. Harvick looking to take 2 for 1. John Wood slides in, maybe even made door-to-door contact with Vickers for 4th.
Now the 2 tires are no longer paying off for Brian Vickers. Here comes Ricky Hendrick.
Hendrick
As
down low for
it looks
5th.
like John Wood might be going for a 2-for-1 special here.
Harvick and Busch still side by side. It's McMurray up front in the 40 with that 3-wide move into turn number 1. Harvick trying to take away 2nd place from his teammate Busch. He does so and now has his sights set on the Coors Light Dodge. John Wood and Kurt Busch still fight for 3rd as they head down towards turn 2. Hendrick right behind the both of them. Kenseth into this mix as well. He dives underneath Ricky Hendrick. Kevin Harvick, opportunistic move down to the inside. Him and the 40 of McMurray side by side for the lead.
Kevin Happy Harvick is now the leader at Pocono, but don't look now. Kurt Busch is trying to wrestle that lead back from Kevin. And I think that he still has the best car in the field right now.
Down the front stretch, Harvick v. Busch for the lead. Checking up, looking like it's going to be Michael Waltrip off of
Kurt
the
looks
racetrack
in
now.
and
And Kurt Busch
cleared Harvick.
just flew past Kevin Harvick, and the 01 car retakes the race lead.
Says, sorry, Kevin, this race is mine.
Tell you what, Harvick with a run down towards turn 2, going to stay in line for now. John Wood challenging. Now he looks to the inside for 2nd place. It's the race of dive bombs here from Pocono as John Wood now moves into P2.
And Jamie McMurray's weaving around. He's trying to block Matt Kenseth, but Kenseth is going to get by him. And he brings David Rudiman with him.
Kenseth into 4th, Rudiman looking for 5th, side by him and another young gun in the form of McMurray. Ricky Hendrick behind the both of them. He's going to try to look low on his own teammate now as they head side by side for what is P6 into turn 1. Hendrick makes contact with the 55, and the 5 of Ricky Hendrick gets passed through turn 1. Contact now with Tony Stewart and David Rudiman.
Man, what a teammate Ricky Hendrick is. We've seen Nasty perform a lot of good, and Gibbs has done a lot of teamwork early on, but Hendrick is fighting with itself.
All the Chevrolets leaning on each other there in turn one very nearly resulted in disaster. Side by side for the third spot between Harvick and Kenseth as John Wood is the next challenger for Kurt Busch in P1. Down the front stretch, John Wood trailing in the tire tracks of the 01. It is such a chaotic race so far here today. Ricky Hendrick almost passed Kenseth there in turn one. But Matt turns it into his own move as he looks to try to take fourth away from McMurray. Side by those two as they head down the back stretch. John Wood on the back bumper of the 01 of Kurt Busch as they head towards turn two, but stays in the line for now.
And that's the beauty of breaking away a little bit, is that you actually get to choose where you make your move.
Hendrick
Unless you're
underneath
John
McMurray
Wood
for
and you're
fifth.
seeing the whole target back bumper in front of you.
Kenseth looking low on Harvick for third place down the front stretch, and he's going to dive low now. Hendrick will go with his fellow Chevrolet on the top side. As they head down the front stretch here, Kenseth is going to get underneath Harvick, and the 17 car moves into third behind his teammate John Wood, who is still trying to find a way around Kurt Busch for this race lead. Oh, contact there, Ricky Hendrick and Harvick. They very nearly spun around off of turn one. Hendrick still being aggressive, and he's into third place. Actually, fourth, excuse me. However, the 5 back through very nearly turned Kevin Harvick there for fourth.
Ricky Hendrick must be very fired up. Ever since that heartbreak at the Coke 600, I think he's really trying to push that car to its limit. He's trying to claw back up front as Matt Kenseth gets up to that second spot against John Wood.
Couple of Roush teammates side by side for P2 down the front stretch. Ricky Hendrick lingers behind them as Kurt Busch pulls away from the lead. Still side by side as they enter turn one. Whew, Mike Bliss with a big move on Tony Stewart there. That was for 7th by the 81 car. McMurray trying to get around Harvick for 5th. Battles everywhere right now. Hendrick slots in behind Wood, who sits in 3rd place now as Kenseth is the latest car in 2nd. Kurt Busch with a little bit of a gap, but Kenseth gonna sit in his draft and try to cut back down on that race lead as we near halfway here from Pocono. Hendrick trying to put some pressure on John Wood. That was for 3rd, but could not get the nose underneath him. He sticks behind for now, as all of these guys in this top 7 group are single file. That is Rudiman down low now on Tony Stewart, trying to get past for 8th and does. Opens the door for Sprague for 9th. Stewart all the way down to the very back end of the top 10. He's got points leader Casey Kane behind him. These are the 2 championship leaders fighting for the 10th spot. But Kane stays in line for now as they head down. Woohoo! Casey Kane piling the pressure on Tony Stewart now for the 10th spot. That was close. Closed up in a hurry. Meanwhile, all the leaders still dueling, and a lead change. Matt Kenseth has gotten past Kurt Busch for the race lead. Ricky Hendrick and John Wood fighting for 3rd, what could be 2nd in a moment if Ricky can dive it underneath Kurt Busch, but nope, gonna stay with John Wood. The 5 moves into 3rd. Kurt Busch trying to retake the race lead as they round turn 1. Down the backstretch. Ricky Hendrick now looking for 2nd.
Look.
And he bumps Kurt Busch out of line. It's the race of Ricky Hendrick's front bumper out of turn 2, side by side for 2nd place, as the 5 is going to try to take P2 away. Now looking for the race lead.
Going for the 2-for-1 special.
Ricky Hendrick has decided today, take no prisoners, as he gets side by side with Matt Kenseth. Can he hold that line, or is Kenseth going to clear him this time by?
Towards run, Hendrick down low with Matt Kenseth on the outside, but Ricky Hendrick is going to retake the race lead. It has been elbows out from the 5 car here tonight. The old Ricky Hendrick is back. What a move, and he is up and into the lead here at Pocono.
Don't look now, Kurt Busch. He's trying really hard to get back up in there.
Hendrick trying to block the bottom.
after having to deal with Ricky Hendrick.
And don't count Kurt Busch out from junking that 5 car after his little move there.
Making no friends on the racetrack here tonight. Ricky Hendrick up front with Kurt Busch in second place. The top group singles out once again towards turn 1. John Wood jumps out on Harvick for what is P4 into turn 1. Makes the move stick, and he follows through with his teammate right in front of him. Kurt Busch in the tire tracks of the 5. Heading towards turn 2. This has been the trouble spot today.
Oh.
Pit stop, that is Brian Vickers into the pits. Unsurprising with the 2-tire call. Meanwhile, for the lead, Kurt Busch couldn't clear him off a 2. Maybe he did. Yes, he did.
No,
Kurt
he's
Busch
got it.
is into the lead once again.
And Kurt's got a healthy gap once again. He's back in control.
No, he's going to pit.
Oh, wait, he's going down the pit.
Busch takes the lead immediately, dives into the pit lane. That'll give the lead to Matt Kenseth in the 17. Pit stops on lap number 33 as they are all dueling for second place. That's going to be 3 wide. If only for a moment, Hendrick tried to clear the both of them, but was not clear of Jimmy McMurray on the bottom. 40 v5 off of turn number 1. Kenseth pulling away from the lead as they head towards turn 2. Hendrick trying to get clear on the outer line, but McMurray dives it off in there. Harder on the brakes, and he's got second place now. Expecting these guys to try and make another pit stop here. And looking like they're all going to put the hand out the window and dive it down to the bottom. All of the top 5 are going to come in here. Ruderman will follow from 6th place as well, and everybody else is in as well. Kurt Busch won the race off of pit road in his group of pitters. Pulling away a little bit from John Wood in the 6. We'll see what happens with this group. Right now, the net race leaders. Matt Kenseth into his pit stall. Tony Stewart's team can breathe a sigh of relief as they can get the right front of that 20 car fixed up. And Kenseth off the jack and away. We'll see how much time the repairs on the 20 will take up. Kenseth going to win the race off of pit road as his group comes off. Let's see if they stay in front of the 01 of Kurt Busch. Gonna be close. Through turn 1, trying to get the tires warmed up. Kurt Busch with the run through the corner. Here he comes off of turn 1. Kenseth in front for now, and I believe he is going to hold on to this race lead.
If only just.
Kurt Busch closing up fast, though, into turn 2. Looks low there off of the corner. This is going to be a battle for the lead. John Wood from 3rd. Busch down low, side by side for the lead. What a dive bomb, and Kurt Busch retakes the lead.
17 just didn't have enough heat in those tires to make that move, anything resembling a defense there.
John Wood passes his teammate for second place, the 17 down to 3rd, Jamie McMurray in 4th, and Ricky Hendrick rounds out the top 5 in that 5 car. He's got Mike Bliss and Jack Sprague, a couple of surprise front runners right behind him, trailing this top 5, although they're going to fight for the 6th position down the backstretch. Harvick, Vickers, Labonte, your top 10. Stewart dropped down quite a ways with the repairs. He's down to 18th place, looking to try and regain some of that lost time. John Wood v. Kurt
What
Busch
is
for the
up
lead.
with the 17? He fell back a ton there for a second.
Just got loose.
Looked like he got a better run out of the corner, though. Might have the tires up to temperature now. Down the front stretch, it's just the top 3 right now, though McMurray and Hendrick are not very far behind. And 6th and 7th, Bliss and Sprague, not far behind them either in the final couple spots just outside that top 5. Kurt Busch up front, just past halfway. A lot of race left to go. It's 25 laps left here from Pocono with the 01 car up front.
And this Pocono race has always come down to who's got the smartest guy on their pit box.
Tell you what, it's not the guys on the pit box that are mattering right now. It is the drivers on the racetrack, and John Wood ever the opportunist, has taken the race lead in the 6 car. He's up front. Kenseth closing from second, or for second, I should say, from third place. Right behind Kurt Busch as they head down the front stretch. He's not going to make the move yet.
But you know who's really loving all this shuffling behind up front? It is the 40 and the 5.
McMurray and Hendrick would love to close up on these guys up front, but currently still just the top 3, though McMurray just ran his fastest lap of the race, as did Ricky Hendrick, both of them in the mid to low 4s.
We haven't been talking about him enough, but Mike Bliss is running in that 6th spot, and that is a spectacular run for that lack of luck for the 81 team. This will be their best finish of the season, and I believe their first top 10 run if they are able to finish on top. He's beating Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart, who seems to have fallen way behind. I can see in this
Mike
right
Bliss, without a top 10 on the season, he did have 6 straight top 15s in the middle of the season. A solid run from him coming up towards this point in the year. Has had a couple of slower runs the last couple of races, but a great survival of the fittest run for him tonight, and that car is not slow. Currently with a challenge.
Maybe he could turn it into a top 5.
Absolutely, he's got the car to do it. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is heating up even further. Kurt Busch is back underneath, trying to take John Wood on the inside. It is Ganassi v. Roush. McMurray almost took it 3 wide off of turn 3 there, down the front stretch. Side by side for second. Kurt Busch clear of Wood, gonna have to stay in front of his teammate. We'll see if McMurray dives in underneath. He's going to let Kurt Busch have the inside, and Ricky Hendrick closes up now. Mike Bliss has joined his group up front.
As is Jack Sprague almost.
Sprague into the mix as well. The whole top 7 joins this pack. McMurray down low still on John Wood. Pitter is the 43 of Andretti into the pit lane. Fuel only stop. Interesting choice there. Down the backstretch. Fuel. Maybe a problem, maybe something else. McMurray and Kurt Busch, 1-2 once again. As Busch is out front, he brings his teammate along with him. Matt Kenseth in 3rd place in the 17, and the whole of the top 7 is in this mix now. Bobby Labonte, faster than pretty much every single one of these leaders that last time through, closing up from 8th, and he's got the rest of the top 10 and a couple top 15 cars following along behind as well. Kenseth looking low for 2nd place on McMurray. He's going to dive it down to the inside. It's always been who's stronger on the brakes here tonight. And that trend continues as Kenseth pulls all the way up alongside. Might have a shot at the lead now. Dives it into turn 3. No hesitation. Kenseth immediately clear for the lead.
Don't look now. Mike Bliss finally made it into that pack of the draft. He might actually have a shot at this.
Down the front stretch, Matt Kenseth clear over Kurt Busch in 2nd place. McMurray in 3rd. Bliss into the top 5, now trying to pass John Wood for 4th. Side by side by those two. 20 laps to go here from Pocono. It's all Matt Kenseth up front right now, but he's got one of the best cars in the business right behind him, Kurt Busch. And the ever-hungry Jamie McMurray still searching that first win in that 40 car. Has come so close so many times this season. John Wood, super sub in the 6th. In 4th, and Mike Bliss with a turnaround run here today. He's in 5th place. Battle for 2nd. Jamie McMurray gets past his teammate. Now into P2. John Wood with a shot for 3rd. McMurray pulling away from Kurt Busch down the front stretch with him and Wood side by side. Bliss trying to jump down low now for 4th once again. So many battles here today. Contact! Mike Bliss tried to put the bump and run on John Wood. He's going to get the nose underneath on corner exit now. Side by side between him and the 6 as they head down towards turn 2. And it has been the race of contact here today.
You know, they do say it's a full contact sport.
You wouldn't see more contact on Sunday Night Football. Battle for the lead. Jamie McMurray down low in the 40, trying to get around Matt Kenseth off of turn 3.
Mike Bliss for 3rd.
Bliss for third back there. McMurray, is he clear? Not quite. Kenseth sticking hot on the outside, still side by side as they head towards turn 1. Ricky Hendrick trying to make another 3-wide move. Kurt Busch got clear. Side by side between him and Bliss. Kenseth still hanging strong around the outside on McMurray. Will Busch go with his teammate? He will down the back stretch and towards turn 2. Is he going to try to take it 3 wide? He will! 3 wide into turn 2. Kurt Busch with a move on the bottom, and he's got both of them.
Kurt not messing around today. He said, "This is my win. You have to fight me hard for this one."
What
But don't
a
look
move!
now. The team that has won the last 4 races, can they get number 5?
Bliss has been trying to pick him off one by one. It's been a tough fight for him to get through this pack. And John Wood dives it back underneath him to retake that 4th spot. Even trying for 3rd on his teammate Kenseth. Couldn't quite get to the 17. Got a little loose, the 6 did. Still side by side with Bliss. Sprague right behind him as they head towards 2. Will Sprague try to make his own 3-wide move? Nope, gonna stick in line. Be conservative. It's not for the lead. Side by side still for the 4th spot. Here's Kenseth
I
for
believe
2nd.
Bliss just tapped the wall there just a bit.
Might have been close. Still side by side between him and Wood. Lap traffic coming up. That is Andretti. And tell you what, Andretti without a hood now, you'd think that pit stop, that was probably damage repair. Take a look at it here. Not entirely sure what the situation with him was. A lot of damage on that car, though. It looks like it was this lap, on lap number 37. Ooh, yeah. Tried to put the bumper to the back of Dale Jarrett, and a bit too hard, and had to get some repairs. And that car is
Somebody put butter on it because it's toast.
going to be taken off the track here. Looking like he will stay out one more lap. Yes, he will. So might be in the way of the leaders here, although not quite sure how close it is. Matt Kenseth back to the lead now. Another lead change as the 17 takes the top spot. Mike Bliss into 3rd in the 81 car. That thing's coming alive on the long run here.
But you have to think all these guys have at least one more pit stop on them.
Oh, absolutely. Look into the lap. When did these guys pit? Let's have a check here. It was on lap 32 and around lap 30 a little bit later than that, and they went green on 20. So it is around a 14.
You have to think they're coming
run.
soon.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. You talk about Pocono Fuel side by side here for the lead. And Kurt Busch, hand out the window. He's going to be coming into the pits this time.
I believe that's going to be the final stop of the day for Kurt Busch. Hopefully that's enough fuel for that 0-1 target dodge.
Gonna cut it tight. It'll be 14 laps to go. The fuel run around 13 to 14. Brian Vickers in early there. He leaves his pit box not too far in front of these leaders. Matt Kenseth out front. And here's Bliss trying to challenge for the lead. Vickers with
You know,
the
if
cold
Brian
tires.
can actually catch some draft, that short pit could work wonders for him.
Tell you what, though, he's going to end up getting in the way of the leaders here with the colder tires, as Kenseth is going to pull right up to the back bumper. You can imagine Kenseth is going to pit now, so he doesn't have to get held up anymore. And yes, he is, as he dives it down low. That's going to pay dividends for Kurt Busch, but again, the fuel, a big, big, big question mark. Mike Bliss, Matt Kenseth, 2 race leaders, in here on lap number 47, coming to lap 48. And this is the money stop. Race leader Matt Kenseth in here on lap number 47, 48 as they just cross the line. 4 tires and fuel for everybody here. And race leader Matt Kenseth is away. Waiting for the 0-1 of Busch. Up on the top of your screen there, and there he is coming through off of turn 3. He's battling with John Wood
And
what could
Jack
be he was.
Sprague.
Sprague with a great pit stop as well. Hangs with the leaders. McMurray and Bliss away there. Kenseth with a great pit stop. And it's looking like he is going to have the race lead despite the later pit. And yes, he will. The 17 will hold on to it. Kurt Busch, John Wood, Sprague, the bottom three of this group. Ricky Hendrick dropped off a bit of a ways on that pit stop. Kenseth and Bliss, your top two. Busch moves into third, but the tires on the 81 and the 17 should be warm enough now. It is 12 laps to go at the line for race leader Matt Kenseth. And this is any one of this top six's game at this stage in the race. Kurt Busch, contact there with Mike Bliss. Bliss tried to block him almost, and Kurt didn't quite pull low enough. Trading paint there in turn one. Battle for third now between Wood and Bliss.
I mean, whoever... This is going to be one of those weeks where the race win diecast is going to sell really well. Here comes Kurt down to the bottom.
Kurt Busch on the warmer tires, down to the bottom for the race lead. Kenseth has been slow to get up to speed on the previous stop, and now this stop, and Kurt Busch off of turn 3 didn't get clear. Matt Kenseth still there on the outside. We'll see if he can challenge him on the top in turn 1. Fastest lap of the race for Kurt Busch that last time.
You know, one of the things you gotta notice when you're driving at Pokemon is that some of the laws of Daytona and Talladega begin to apply. You always see these guys in a pack with one another. Drafting is actually important, while not nearly as much. If you do have a massive gap like Matt Kenseth just had the lap before, you're toast, because all that gives is momentum to Kurt Busch, and he just flew right past him and Mike Bliss. And Kurt Busch has been able to master that draft and take advantage and dominate this race. He knows when to let the drivers by and knows when to capitalize right after. And hopefully, he's timed this just right to know that he'll be able to get away with this race win.
It has been a stellar performance by the 01 of Kurt Busch here today. He's got 10 laps to go here from the DuPont 500. He's got Matt Kenseth, a formidable opponent who has challenged him time and time again for this race lead right behind, and with the tires warmed up now. John Wood trails in third. Bliss, McMurray, Sprague, all of these underdogs from 4th through 6th. Not too far off the leaders, and with the draft, though fighting amongst each other for the edge up, trying to get 4th. It is the top 3 alone right now. Kurt Busch vs the 2 Roush cars. John Wood and Matt Kenseth in 3rd and 2nd. 9 laps to go at the line. It is going to be Kenny Wallace is probably going to play a factor here. Not slow enough to come off the racetrack, but he is getting caught in a hurry by these race leaders. And we'll see how quickly they do or do not get past that 2 car. An hour of racing completed just then. Matt Kenseth off of turn number 1, down low for the race lead. Neither of them with any draft help, with Wood a little bit of a ways behind. Does Kenseth dive it into 2? Yes, he does. Out of the tunnel turn, though. Kurt Busch staying strong on the outside. He holds the race lead. And now Busch with a bit of a draft off of Wallace in the 2 as they head down the front stretch. Gonna need to get by him quickly and make sure that you do not allow Kenseth to take advantage. Jumping low, Wallace was not ready for it. Kenseth and Busch underneath the 2. Kurt Busch times it perfectly as Kenseth has to stay out of the throttle to not put Wallace into the wall. He gets clear now. Gonna have to draft back up to him. John Wood slips past as well. Split him up just a little bit. That gives a tiny advantage to Kurt Busch, but Kenseth's gonna have a huge run out of turn 2.
He looks right on inside, and I think he's gonna get it.
Gonna be tight off of turn 3. Kenseth not quite clear. Kurt Busch hanging tight around the outside.
And he's also picking up a sniff of draft from the 77.
Busch had the
Well,
lead at the
you guys
line
have-
towards turn 1. Kenseth down low. Busch up top. Can he get him this time?
That 77's either going to be his friend or his enemy. By the time he reaches Dave Blaney, the question is Dave Blaney going to be inside or outside? And I have a... Oh, wait, Kurt cleared him.
Busch got clear once again, but Kenseth not giving up quickly. He's going to close back up once again to the back bumper. Can he try it once more into turn 3? Gonna bide his time this time. Little bit of a bumper to the 01 there in turn 3.
But one thing is for certain, Kurt nor Matt want to be side by side when they get to Dave Blaney because they can't tell how Dave's going to react when they come up to him.
John Wood low for second place on his teammate. Kenseth ducks back in. Bumper to the back! The two teammates nearly spin. They save it. What a save by Matt Kenseth. Jamie McMurray slips through into second place. Sprague into third. Kurt Busch pulls away now.
Now Dave Blaney's become Kurt Busch's ally. He's going to be that buffer to... Oh my God.
I cannot believe what I just saw. Kenseth and John Wood, the two Roush teammates, come together in turn 1. What a save by the 17 of Matt Kenseth to keep that thing straight off of turn 1. But now Kurt Busch in control of this race. Just 5 laps to go. Jack Sprague into second place in the 33 car.
I gotta make a point right here. I told you it was imperative how important teamwork was in the early and mid stages of Pocono. You saw Ganassi get along well. You saw Gibbs work along well. You saw Roush up until now work together. And you saw what would happen when you don't work together with Hendrick. And now, when you have Roush teammates almost wrecking the entire field on each other, it just shows that now Jamie McMurray, who's fighting for that second spot, and Kurt Busch are going to benefit with a 1-2 finish if it holds with 4 laps to go this time by.
4 laps left here from Pocono. McMurray trying to hold off the field for his teammate Kurt Busch, or maybe even challenge for the win, but Jack Sprague's not going to give up without a fight. Bobby Labonte has had one heck of a run late into this race. He almost took it 3 wide there for second place, but stays in line. Jack Sprague now into P2. This group is running faster than Kurt Busch right now. Can they catch him with just 4 laps left?
I think they can. Those Chevrolets are starting to link up and try to break the draft with those Ganassi cars. And you can see, once again, teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. Bobby Labonte and the 81 of Mike Bliss are linked up together. McMurray's trying to play interference by crossing with Jack Sprague right there.
Got back past the 33 and is into second place once again is McMurray, but they are closing the gap to Busch and fast. 0.4 of a second, a lap quicker that last time through. Busch trying to get around the lap car of Junior. Does so in turn 1. Can McMurray and company close the gap to his teammate with just 3 laps to go? And another question with the early pit stop. Actually, tell you what, Brian Vickers blowing up. That's going to be a caution flag, and that will end the race.
They're heading to that line. Ooh, Junior's blocking McMurray.
Coming to the stripe this time. This is going to be it. Off of turn 3, Kurt Busch is going to have the lead at the yellow flag. Does he have enough fuel to bring it to the stripe under caution? 2 laps to go. A battle for the lead was brewing there. That got spoiled by Vickers blowing up. We're back under caution here. Kurt Busch up front. McMurray in second place.
Now we gotta hope. We just had an interesting finish taken away from us by Brian Vickers, but is it going to become a controversial one if Kurt Busch has to go down pit road? He's dominated this race ever since the first pit stop cycle.
Ganassi up front, 1-2. What a race it has been for them. McMurray tantalizingly close to bringing home, or at least having a shot to bring home his first career win. Ends up taken away from him with the caution flag coming out. It'll be the white flag this time under yellow for Kurt Busch in the 01 as long as he can make it. Brian Vickers pulls into the pit lane. He is done.
This
Busch will
is
stay on
probably
the
the most
racetrack.
important turn of the race because you're going to see whether or not Kurt has to pit or not. Did they get the bullseye
They're going to
on
stay
the
out.
field? I think Kurt's got it.
Busch will stay out on the racetrack. We'll see if he's got enough fuel to bring it back under his own power. Had yet to bring home a win this season. Entered this race 5th in the standings. And with points leader Casey Kane far, far, far down the order in 17th. It'll benefit him quite a lot as well with Tony Stewart quite a ways down there. Kevin Harvick as well, not super far up. It's a big, big points day for 5th place Kurt Busch here tonight, providing he can bring it to the flag here. Kurt Busch, his last win, round number 24 of 2004. Not terribly long ago, but it had been a little while and came close a couple times this year. Wondering when they were going to break out. They were already running fantastic in the standings. Just a half of a lap left for him and that fuel tank. Ganassi absolutely loving this. It'll be a 1-2 finish, providing it holds here. And you just have to imagine Jamie McMurray bashing his head against the wheel after coming so close yet again. That car was so quick in those last couple laps, and Brian Vickers, with just 3 laps to go, loses the motor. Tony Stewart got held up in the 20 car there. Nothing he could have done. And it'll end up being the race through turn 3 for the final time. It's heartbreak for his teammate, but he'll triumph today. A 1-2 for Chip Ganassi here at Pocono. What a race for Kurt Busch, his first since Bristol last year, and he takes home his first checkered flag of 2005, the winner of the DuPont 500 after a fantastic race by him tonight. Jamie McMurray comes up just shy in 2nd place. Bobby Labonte will bring home a 3rd place run. A fantastic finish for Jack Sprague in 4th place. And Mike Bliss, his first top 10 and top 5 of the season. He brings it home in 5th in the 81 car. That will do it as Kurt Busch triumphs here in Pocono. You gotta feel for Jamie McMurray, though.
You gotta.
I don't. Kurt won.
That's a valid opinion, I guess. I'm honestly happy the caution came out. Are we still?
We're live still.
Oh, yep. I mean, you have to throw the yellow there.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I mean, if the oil was outside of the racing line...
Yeah, it's just a problem. Tony Stewart got held up there. He had to check up for the 25, and that's the result that you get.
I think the biggest heartbreaks for Bobby Labonte, because now that Joe Gibbs racing streak has finally broken at 4. He was close to making it 5.
Absolutely, but a triumph for Kurt Busch nonetheless. That'll do it here for Pocono from the DuPont 500. A crazy race comes to a close here, and Kurt Busch takes his first win and a championship contention boosting victory here today for his first of 2005. We'll catch you next time. It'll be the Sirius Satellite Radio 400 from Kentucky under the lights for round number 15 at that intermediate. We'll catch you then. On behalf of Braden and Trey in the booth here tonight, we'll catch you then, and as always, have yourself a good one.